plan is really to have no plan, because they'll be pulling us off on Monday. Goodness knows how much she'll spend. Need to do a little bit of fixing, so we may have found a castle. I'm loving this. Anyway, cheers. Welcome to the channel. As we begin a second year living full-time in our motorhome, friendship has been a feature. Van life chores done, Sue and I are living our best life in retirement, catching up with friends, having lots of fun and spending all our time with our two dogs, Archie and Fudge. With you and I, the future is bright. Good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today's the 31st of March and March has been a really wet month. The wettest that we've had since we left, which was March of last year. But anyway, today is a move on day and we're now starting to head north and east a little bit. We don't quite know where we're going to get to. We've just decided that's the direction we want to go, and we will definitely take you on the journey because the plan is really to have no plan. So come with us and I hope you enjoy it. Our arrival at Bridge Villa proved to be a little challenging. The heavy rain meant the very first pitch we were directed to, we got stuck and had to be winched out. With engine running and in neutral, I thought everything was fine. Silly me, handbrake's still on. Thankfully, the winch on the Land Rover did its job and we made it back to firm surface to go off and find a new pitch. So you can probably see we did finally get into a spot on a bit harder ground. Advice is leave the towing eye in because they'll be pulling us off on Monday. Good morning everyone. Today Sue and I are walking into the historic town of Wallingford. The campsite is literally, I don't know, less than half a mile walk into town. And you walk out of the campsite, turn left, and you walk over the historic bridge over the Thames. And I was reading this morning that this bridge dates back to about 1141 I think, when it was first constructed. Another beautiful location. Neither of us have ever been here before. We have another fast flowing River Thames. I don't know if you can see down there all the benches underwater, or at least partially underwater. There's obviously a bit along there which is probably some kind of promenade type place. Lovely in the summer, but immersed in water today. I'll tell you what, it wouldn't take much more for the banks of this river to burst and for this area to be flooded. Wallingford was first created by King Alfred of Wessex and at the time was as big as Winchester. We visited Wallingford on a Saturday, which was market day for local producers. I could sit around and wait all day. You lay easy on my mind. So as you can see, we have found the little market. All we really have is time. All we really have is time. So Sue's found this fantastic little sports shop. It's looks like it's mainly running stuff, so she's in her element in here. Goodness knows how much she'll spend. We'll see. I don't wanna waste it on anybody. Take it with anybody but you. The George Hotel. It's like that's been there for probably a few centuries. So just walking back from a builder's merchant into the site. And I'll show you where we pitched. What was it they used to say? So this is us, and we're sat under 2 trees now, which I think makes the ground a bit harder, which hopefully will help us get off, although I've left the towing eye in place in case we need to be towed off on Monday. So you can see where the towing eye is, and obviously that unscrews, but either side it's Velcro. I'm absolutely amazed that the cover, which goes over this hole once that towing eye is out, I'm absolutely amazed that it's held on by Velcro. But I need to do a little bit of fixing because this is the part that's come off, and as you can see, one side has come away completely. So I've been to the hardware store, and a very helpful gentleman in there who just happened to be another customer said, why don't you try double-sided sticky Velcro? So I bought it anyway because it was only about £2. But he also suggested you might want to go to the builder's merchant, which happens to be just across the road from the campsite, and ask them. And they also suggested the same thing. So I'm pretty confident if I clean the inside of this, because as you can see, it's very dirty. But if I clean the inside of it, get some white spirits out, then I might be able to make this work again. On our morning mooch about, Archie and I came across this children's play area, just 2 minutes from the site, immediately across the road. Obviously great for the youngsters, but things for adults too. Hi everyone, so what a difference a day makes. The river, as you can see, is still really high. Well, I don't know if you can see actually, but the river is still high. In fact, I would say it's even higher. However, the sun is out. It's a blustery day. It's a little bit cold, but the sun just makes everything so much better. And we're going off to find a castle. So we may have found a castle. It looks like we're actually potentially walking in what would have once been a moat. And the only reason I say that is because you can see I've just walked under a bridge. Don't know, thinking maybe up there somewhere. So we have walked along this funny little lane, and we've definitely walked past the castle, which means it's behind one of these walls that are at either side of us at the moment. And there's loads and loads of danger, unsafe structure, keep out signs, which suggests that they're doing some work. And from what we've seen, the pictures we have seen of it, it looks like it's a ruin anyway. So I'm going to see if I can get you onto the end of a stick and see whether we can get any shots of the actual castle itself. There's lots of funny little doorways. There's one coming up just here at the side. Well, I don't know what you can see. I'll have to have a look on the footage later. This would have been an excellent place to get the drone up and see what really is behind it. But as I found up this morning, I was going to try and get it up near to the bridge, and it's an area where you can't fly. And I've found out that that's because there is an airport not far from here. So it's either within the 5-mile excluded radius or possibly in one of the flight paths for taking off and landing. Oh, Sue tells me it's just over here. Let's see what I can get for you. Can you see it? We have abandoned the castle, and we've come back to the site where there is this little bridleway that we're on right now. You can actually see the site is directly behind this hedge. Although we had a couple of dry days, the ground was still not quite firm enough for us to get off under our own steam. So here we go with the Land Rover and the winch again. good job these boys were around. We are moving on today, and the place that we're going to is a little CL site, and the owners are actually on holiday at the moment, but they're back today, so they've asked us if we could arrive not before 5 o'clock this afternoon. So we've decided that we're going to stop off, and we found this Black Park Country Park, which actually, surprisingly, is only about 3 or 4 miles from Slough, which I find amazing because we've driven through countryside to get here. But this behind me, I don't know if you can see, there's this massive big like children's play area. I think there's a Go Ape here as well, but we're using it just as a place to take the dogs for a walk, have some lunch. We'll probably take them for another walk before we then head off and do a shop and arrive at our next destination. So once again, we found lovely woodland trail walks. We're just doing a bit of a round circuit at the moment, then back to the van for lunch. But there is a little cafe as well. I've been given permission to go and get my lunch from the little cafe. So this is more like van life. Thankfully, the sun is out. Now I know we're still in a car park because we haven't actually moved anywhere yet. But for the first time in ages, me and the dogs are sitting outside. Now, we had a brief sit outside when we were in the site at Dulverton, but I'm pretty sure I didn't have my sunglasses on, although it was all right. But this does feel really warm. I'm loving this. And look here, in the middle of this country park, is this beautiful lake. And on such a sunny day, it's absolutely glorious. Well, good afternoon stroke evening, everybody. We have arrived at our next destination, which is Mill End Nurseries near Rushden. I'll make sure the information's on the screen because this is a really nice location. Brilliantly friendly owners. It's no main facilities, so there is a toilet and obviously there's water, there's an LSAN point, there's wastewater, there is electric hookup, it's on a meter, and we won't use that much this weekend. Well, in fact, we're only here for a couple of days. There's a nursery, there's a little coffee shop, and that will be open tomorrow. And I'll try and get you some shots of the site, maybe some aerial footage, so you can see just how neat and tidy this place is. And we're the only people here at the moment, so this is just lovely for us. The owner of the site, Mark, has said you let your dogs off in this area here, they can wander around. They don't need to be on the leads, although we've got our two on the leads. That's because they've got a couple of dogs and they come out sometimes and wander around. So we don't want Archie bouncing out and barking at them. As you know, he's a bit of a barky old boy. But so far, I'm really impressed with this place. on how I got on. So I did clean that out on the inside with the white spirits. In fact, I ended up replacing both sides. So there's a couple of bits of Velcro stuck together and then another bit on top because of this little lip. And as you can see, it works perfectly. Now, I know for most people you think, okay, that's really simple, but for me, I'm really proud of that. So these are our lovely surroundings. And there's the coffee shop. And I'm just about to go and get myself, hopefully, a latte, and if they've got any scones left, I think I'm going to get a scone as well. A scone. Scone or scone? Comments below. So I'm treating myself in the little coffee shop. Question is, jam on first or cream on first? I've gone for jam first on this one, and I might put cream first on the next one, just to see if there's a difference. Anyway, cheers. Oh, heaven. Well, thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate your time. I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, if you have, it'd be really nice to see a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, then please subscribe. And don't forget to dink that little bell so you get the notifications every time we post a new video. Oh, and don't forget, there's another video to watch. I think it's about here. And if you press that round thing that looks like me, Sue and the dogs, it's actually a picture of a cake. But if you press that, that will help you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to see you at our next destination.